Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the house, you guys. Welcome to the show. I'm your man, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Sessions Live. We're getting into it. We've got a good talk for today. What does it mean when a man says, I'm busy? What does it mean when a man says, I got a lot going on? What does it mean when a man says, he doesn't necessarily have time for you? Come on in the room, you guys. I'm KTJ, dating and relationship coach. I have these conversations all the time, and I'm bringing it here to you guys to have the conversation with you. So if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on, hold on one second, let me pull it up because I want to make sure we get everybody in on this. If you watch it on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And if you're watching on the show through the Facebook apps, look, make sure you hit that notification so that you always are notified and you know when we are coming on. So I've got the comment section. We've got we've got everything all set up for you guys. So look, I want you to drop your comments down below in the comment section, and we are going to make this thing happen today. All right. So, you guys, let's get this conversation going. Let's talk about it. I mean, not going to dilly dally at all. I want to talk about it. Let me just do one little quick thing because I want to make sure. I really don't want to make. I want to make sure I don't miss any of your comments. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to make sure I get all of your comments in on this topic today. All right. So you guys, if this is your first time coming to the stream and coming to the show, I just want to kind of welcome you guys and have you make sure that you always hit the bell and look, there's somebody that you need to know who needs to hear this conversation. Go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and hit the share button so that more people are in on this conversation that we're having here today. So let's get into it. So this conversation, you guys, came to me twice. This is generally how I end up doing these videos, y'all. Conversation came to me twice. Twice I had a person come and they said, they asked me the question, Kel, this lady maybe like 6 hours ago asked me the same thing. Kel, here's what she said. I'm seeing this guy. The guy I'm seeing, where he's a really good guy, and it seems like it's going somewhere. We're having a good time with each other. Let me make sure. All right. He said we're having a good time with each other, right? When we get together, check this out, y'all. When we get together, we have an amazing time. We have amazing chemistry. We have an amazing energy together. We're going in the same direction. We desire the same things. We're a really good couple, right? She said, there's only one problem. After he leaves, it's all over. like it's dead quiet, right? And so she says, I reach out to the guy, I reach out to him, I get in touch with him, and he says to me, look, I'm moving around. Like this is the language, y'all. My man says, I'm moving around. You say, where are you? Where you at? What you up to? My man says, I'm moving around. Now, these are a couple phrases, y'all, and I want to hear you. I want to hear your suggestions and your thoughts on this as well. I'm moving around. When she asked, where are you? Flat out question. Where are you? He said, I'm moving around. Now, what did I'm moving around mean? Right? So to me, I'm going to decode this stuff for y'all today. Okay? To me, when a man says, I'm moving around, that means I don't want to tell you where I'm going. Now, does it mean that he's doing something wrong? Absolutely not. Does it mean that he is like kind of doing his own thing and you know, is he doing something that's wrong? Not necessarily. But he is doing something that he does not want to tell you about. Now, here's something that sometimes ladies don't understand about guys. Sometimes a man will only talk about what he finds to be valuable to talk about, right? So if I'm just going to Walmart, I'm just going to, some store, some regular stores, right? And you ask, what are you doing? If it's not that important, I might say, oh, I'm just out running errands. Or I'm just out, I'm just moving, right? But the thing is, when a person is trying to get to know you, they want the specifics of, well, you going to Walmart? What you doing in Walmart? Just for conversation's sake, right? But sometimes guys don't understand. So when he says I'm moving around, I'm out and about. That just means I'm not interested in necessarily telling you what I'm doing. Now, here's another thing about that, y'all. Sometimes women don't understand that a guy might not want to tell you what he's doing because he doesn't want you to be in his business. He might not want to tell you what he's doing because he might not want to hear what you have to say from him, about what he's doing, right? There's a lot of men who don't appreciate a woman acting like his mother. My man gets that feeling that like you try to act like his mama and you trying to keep tabs on him. Okay. So that's that whole moving around thing. Some men actually get offended. Yeah. Believe it or not. Some men actually get offended by a woman asking them questions. All right. So I'm gonna check some of these. I see some of the questions coming in, some of the conversation. You guys drop those comments. Drop the comments. And my man Kenny's in it. He said, at that point, why do they want to be on the phone the whole journey? I don't know. So that's what it is. That's what we're looking at. So that whole moving around, I'm just moving around, means I don't want you keeping tabs on me. I don't want you watching me. I don't want to necessarily have to tell you everything I'm doing. All right. That's that moving around. So what does it mean when a man says, I'm busy? Let's get to I'm busy, y'all. Let's break it down. I'm busy. What does it mean when a man says I'm busy? Now check this out. Sometimes a man might say I'm busy because he's really busy. I had one scenario, y'all. One case, I talk about this one often. One of my friends, she asked me, "What's up with this guy? You're the love coach of Atlanta. Tell me what's wrong with this. What's up with this guy?" I said, "Okay, well, tell me about it." She said that my man is I call him, I reach out to him. He always he always responds, but he responds later. He always engages, but he always engages later. He never really engages at the time. Like he doesn't respond right away. Now, somebody might say, well, that means because he's involved with another woman. That could be it. Could be it. Right. But I said, you know what? Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this guy. She said he is involved in a PhD program. He's got a job, he's got a life, no kids, single, and he and I get to talk, right? She said, but he's involved in the PhD program. I said, you know what? Stop right there. Stop right there. Because sometimes, listen to this, sometimes people don't have time to be in a relationship. They might really want to, but they don't have time to be in a relationship. Because relationships take energy, take time, they take effort. And if you don't have time, look, the overarching conversation here, y'all, has to be about this one thing: priority. If a man sees you as a priority, then you are higher up on his list. If you're less of a priority, then you're a little lower on the list. Does that make sense? If he's higher, look, I see you, Kenny. My man Kenny said he's not ready for a commitment. Sometimes that's the truth. Sometimes a man is not ready for a commitment. So this guy, he's in a PhD program. Priorities, right? And listen to this, y'all. If there's a lady that's listening to this, let me tell. And this is what I told her. I said, you know what? You want a man who's got his priorities in order. And sometimes that means you're not it. Sometimes that means you're later on, right? Because if he's in a PhD program, he needs to get on the PhD program stuff and not be worried about you. Okay. All right. Look, I'm gonna get into these comments as I go. Tracy Goodman, she said, I don't agree with that. You make time for what you want. You know what? That is true, right? But maybe the PhD program is what he wants more importantly than you. And sometimes you need to know when to back up and when to go forward. I know we want everything to be about us, but guess what? Sometimes everything is not about us. Sometimes it's time for you to back up and let the man do what he needs to do. Let the man grow the way he needs to grow. Let the man achieve the thing he needs to achieve, which will make your relationship together even better. Okay? I see you, B. My girl, B. Smith, is in the building. It's true. You know, sometimes you can really, you can mess things up because look, everything is not about you. Everything is not about you. Sometimes that man has to go after the thing that's the most important to him. Now, here's something that you may not understand, and I'm gonna drop some game on y'all here today, right? Yeah. Hey, Deech, I see you. I'm coming to you. Sometimes a man he's got to work out the things that he's got to create the scenario, right? When a man gets committed, when a man decides on a woman, right? Men decide on the situation first, situation in their life first, and then the woman who's in their life when it's time to make the decision, right? Women decide on a man first and then worry about the situation later. But for men, a man's got to make that situation right first, meaning he got to get his money right first. He got to get his place in his career right first. We talking about for a real commitment, y'all. I'm not just talking about like for a fly by night, do a little something. And I'm not talking about maybe average Joe. I'm talking about a man who's about his purpose, a man who's about the thing that he's all about, he's desiring to do. When he is seriously looking for a committed woman, a woman for a commitment, right? He knows what is required. He knows it's going to cost him, right? He knows he's got to be able to come through to take care of this woman in this situation. So he knows he got to get the situation right first. Now, are there men who choose the woman first and don't worry about the situation? Yes, there are, right? And many of those men wish that they hadn't. Because you got to be on a path, man. If you want a woman to join you on the path, you got to be going somewhere. These women today, these high value, high quality women, they want a man that's going somewhere. They want a man that's a leader, a man who can lead himself, a man who has an agenda, has a purpose, and he's on it. And he's not being sidetracked by this and sidetracked by that, but he's focused on his direction. I'm telling you, it would behoove you to allow that man to get comfortable with that man going in his direction. It's going to be better for you all in the future. So let me grab some of these questions. All right. Know your place without being told. My girl B, she said, know your place without being told. All right. Maxine, hey Maxine, thanks for popping in. Maxine said, nope, I was single mom, working full-time and full-time PhD student, and still made time for what I chose to make time for. It's a choice. Okay, yes, it's a choice. And you are not him, right? Because I'm telling you, men operate differently. Now, are there some outliers? Sure. Are there some men? Are there some pink ponies? Yes, right. I'm just giving blanket statements, right? And you don't have to agree with all my statements, but think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Um, Life is different from men as it is from women. You were also, like you said, you were a mom, right? And you wanted your PhD. You went after the thing that you wanted, right? For men in this kind of the situation I'm describing, a man is preparing the way first, cutting the oven on before you slip the meat in, right? Deciding what he wants first. All right. we got some good compliments, some good comments going on here on the sites. All right. Yes. And to my girl Deech's point, she said everybody's different. Everyone is different, right? But there are some commonalities amongst men that are different for women. Okay. Again, go to my point, y'all. Men decide on the situation. They got to be ready for a situation before they choose the woman. Now, understand that. Men will choose the woman who is in his space at the time. I'm telling you, believe it or not, your granddaddy chose your grandmama because she was in the space at the time when he was ready to make a decision. That's the only reason why they got hitched and got hooked up, because they were in the space at the time when he was ready to commit to a relationship. Society said it was good. Mama said it was good. He said, boom, this is going to be good. Let's go do it. Right? But nowadays, we've got more than just the people in the neighborhood to choose from. We got the whole world is open to us. So I think it's best for it's even more important for a man to get his situation right first, and then choose the woman once you got your situation right. All right. All right. I see some comments coming in. Hey, Tyra, my girl, what is your view of the different commonalities between men and women? You got to be more specific than that. In that case right there, it's just women desire something different from men. Women need something different than what men need. Women need something different than what men need. So men understand that he's got to be the solid place for a woman to land, right? So he's got to set up his situation right. He could choose the woman without choosing his situation first, and a lot of times it just doesn't work out. My man Kenny, what's going on? Kenny said, when a man is saying I'm moving around, he means that he is doing something that a woman may see as meaningless or juvenile. That is correct. He could be just riding around or visiting a friend. Absolutely. So this is what we're talking about today, you guys. Kenny, you're spot on that. When a man says I'm moving around, it means he's doing something. He's doing something that he doesn't want to talk about. Sometimes it's not important. Sometimes it's not relevant. Sometimes it's just something that's he just don't want to talk about. So you just don't want to talk about it. And it's all good. Maxine Maxine says, ask the question. So are you saying men can't multitask? No, I am not. No, I am not. Men can multitask, but men prioritize differently. Understand this. Men think logically. Men are, in general, of course, again, we talk about blanket statements. Generally, men are logical thinkers. We think 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, when I get the 4, I need just 2 plus 2 to equal 4. 2 plus 2 can't equal 3.5 or 4.5. It needs to equal 4, right? Men are logical thinkers. We thinking, okay, this is going to lead to this. If I decide to get married to her, I have to have a place for her to live. If I decide to a place to live, we got to live someplace that is safe. Wherever we decide to have a house and is in a safe neighborhood, I got to make sure it's in a good school district. Like you see, it's logical. It's not. About I feel warm and about. It's none of that. It's not emotional at all. It is logical, and that's how we make our decisions. So, yes, men can multitask, but men prioritize differently when we're talking about bringing on a woman into your life for a long-term relationship. All right. Tracy said, just say that up front. I'm only looking for something right now, or I'm not ready to commit right now. Whatever the case may be, as women, we appreciate honesty. Just say whatever it is instead of leading her on and she leaves you alone. Okay. All right. Well, that's a good point. And I agree. Right. Listen to this. I encourage the guys. As I'm having these conversations with men, I encourage them to just tell the truth. Sometimes men think that they have to say a certain thing to get whatever it is they want. If you want a short-term relationship with a woman, tell her that's what you want. You want a long-term relationship with a woman, tell her that's what you want. Now, men also know that if you tell her you want a short-term relationship, that may eliminate you from some of these scenarios. Because some of these women say, I don't want no short-term relationship. I want something meaningful that's going to lead to marriage. And if that's what you want, ladies, you have to state that as well. Everybody's got to state what it is that they want. So just say what you want. All right, my man Dwayne is in the building. What's going on, brother? He said it varies when a man says he has a lot going on. However, it can sometimes mean he's just not into her. Oh, let's talk about that. Yes, it does vary, but sometimes he is just not into you. Now, so I'm gonna push back and I'm gonna agree with something somebody else said earlier about the man prioritizing. If a person wants what they want, they go after what they want, right? There's some truth to that. However, sometimes, listen to this, y'all. Sometimes a man won't come out and say what it is because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings, right? Or he wants you to hang around. Or he doesn't know what he wants with you, right? Sometimes a man may not know what he wants with you. And that could be a problem as well. So Dwayne is right on that. Sometimes he's just not into you and he doesn't know how to tell you. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is. All right. Let me catch Maxine. Maxine says that's usually what it means, but he wants to keep her around. Sometimes men want to keep you around. They like that feeling of having you at arm's length. They call that, breadcrumbing. Give you some breadcrumbs. So going back to the lady, right? The lady who told me that she's seeing this guy when they come together, when they're hanging out, when they're actually in person. They are a perfect couple, but when they go their way, he's always busy. He never has time, and he always says, I'm out and about, and he never gets back to her. So she asked me what I thought. Here's my thinking. Nobody gets to treat you any kind of way without your permission. I'm going to say that again. Nobody gets to treat you any kind of way without your permission. So here's what I suggested to her. I said, well, listen, here's what you do. Don't just kick the guy to the curb and just let that be that, right? No, you don't have to do that. Instead of just kicking the guy to the curb, do this. I told her, I said, have the conversation with the guy about his communication style, y'all. Have the conversation with the guy about his communication style. Some people communicate in a way that it's like they just text. I've known some people, I've coached people who have a text relationship. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how you having all your conversations come through text? Like, how y'all getting to know each other on any kind of deep level, and all you got is text messages, right? Sometimes that's a standoff technique. So you don't really get to know the person, right? Sometimes that's what that becomes. All right, let me catch one of Deech's comments. She said, if he's not responding to her, making plans with her, calling her consistently, he is not interested. Duh, take the hint and move on. Deech is right. Deech, we finally agreed on something. She's right. You know, because either way, let's say the guy is super busy. And you guys, if y'all enjoying this conversation, hit me with them hearts, hit me with some thumbs up. Let me know that y'all in the building. Yeah. If he is busy, if he's that busy, right, that means he doesn't have time for you. That means something or someone is taking up his time, and it's not you. Sometimes it's a lot of work a lot of heavy work at work. Sometimes it's his business. Sometimes it's you're one of many, and you're just one of his options that he has on a weekly basis. So you got to understand where you fall, understand your role. B said they're not a couple, first of all. Good point. What constitutes somebody being a couple, right? It takes the agreement that we are together and we are exclusive. Now, there's some people who will give you the exclusivity, but they still won't give you their time. So maybe they're a couple, B. Maybe they're not. So B said she wasn't paying attention to the signs. Listen, let's be honest. Everybody can miss some signs. We can all miss some signs because you get wrapped up in the emotions of the connection. You get wrapped up in the sexual department of the relationship, and you just miss all of those things. But understand this, you are always agreeing to the relationship. You guys, if you guys checked out my if you guys have ever gone on YouTube, for you guys who are watching on Facebook, go on my YouTube channel, right? And peel all the way back to the video I shot talking about Martin Lawrence and his wife. I want y'all to watch that video. Maybe I can plug it in here after I'm done. But I want y'all to see that one because I talked about the many agreements, many M-A-N-Y, the many agreements that that Martin Lawrence's girlfriend agreed to she agreed to be his girlfriend for 17 years, right? And you'd ask yourself, how how does somebody be a girlfriend of a Hollywood actor for 17 years? I think it was 15 years or something like that, right? And I said there were little agreements that she probably didn't necessarily like, but she said yes to. Many little agreements. My man asked you, hey, pretty, how you doing? What you got going on today? Hey, can I get your number? She said yes. Can I get on the phone? Can I take you out? She said yes. Can I, after dinner, can I come over? She said yes. Can I, can we go out again? She said yes. Can we be in a relationship? She said yes. At some point in time, she should have said, I want to be a wife, so no, right? But she kept saying yes. And the next thing you know, she's a girlfriend for 15 years. And she ended up, listen to this, y'all. I guess she finally put her foot down and said, you know what? I'm going to be a wife. I'm a wife kind of person, and I'm going to be a wife. So she said, I want a wedding. They got married after being together for 15 years. They stayed together 2 more years and got a divorce. After 17 years, Martin Lawrence and his wife of only 2 years got divorced. And when I saw that, I was like, wow. Like, for one thing, I was blown away as to how somebody could be a girlfriend for 15 years of a Hollywood actor. Okay, how you doing that? But then after all of that, to only stay married for 2 years, and they got divorced. There's a lot of little concessions, y'all, that we make. A lot of times we say yes when we should have said no. And you're allowing somebody to not text you, not call you, who's always busy. I'm busy moving around. Are you always busy? Nobody's always busy unless they somewhere getting busy with somebody that they are enjoying more than they're enjoying you. All right, let me jump back in here. Hey, Sharice. Sharice said, this is a great conversation. Thank you so much. B said he didn't miss any. That's why he didn't feel like telling her where he was. Okay. Maxine said, I'm a serial texter. I will look at the phone ringing, and when it stops, I'll text. What did you need? Might need therapy. Hey, we all have our situations. That is funny, though. You really sit there and look at the phone ring and then text them and say, what was there something you needed? The person should have texted you first to see if you was available. I mean, if you want to call it the way it's supposed to be. All right, my girl Coco is in the building. Coco Diamond Jacobs in Connecticut. My girl, the chef, she said maybe she thought marriage was going to change the bad things. That's the conversations that we have in our heads, that we are having in our own heads, that are not real. If you got a bad relationship, getting married will make it worse. It's not going to make it better. If you're in a bad relationship, having a baby will not make it better. It will make it worse. It will only make it worse. Let me see. I got comments from Kim over here. Hey, Kim, thank you so much for popping in. All right, Kim says, is it really necessary to have the exclusivity conversation if everything is on point and you know the other person is committed and honorable? For example, calling me regularly, spending time nurturing a new relationship can just let it mature. Okay, Kim. You guys, and look, I want y'all to chime in on Kim's question. Kim asked, can you have a regular relationship and not have to call it anything? Can you just have a relationship? We just chilling. We've got an understanding of what we are. Do we have to give it a name? Do we, he calls me all the time. She texts me every morning. She acts like she's my woman. And for a guy, he acts like he's my man. He's there when I need him. Calls me. Look, when I need my Christmas lights put up, all I got to do is call him. My car stopped, all I got to do is call him. He's always there. Guess what? Apparently, he must be my man. Hey, Tori, my girl Tori is in the building. Tori Lynn is in the building. Conversations we have in our own heads. I'm telling you. The answer is yes. Yes, Kim. If it's no big deal, let's just spell it out as no big deal. We're in a relationship. We're in a relationship. Is he your girlfriend? Are you the girlfriend? Look, I don't care. Look, I don't care if you go back to fifth grade. We used to put that box on there. Do you like me? Check the box, yes or no. Am I your woman? Check the box, yes or no. Because let me tell you something. Yes, Deej is right. Deej said you better have the conversation. Mess around and get your feelings hurt. A man will tell you he wants a relationship. They are not women, y'all. Sheesh. I know men who will go through all of the stuff, will do all of the things, will treat you well, will be there for you, right? But let Tamika come to town. Yeah, let Rashida come to town. Elizabeth. If Elizabeth asks him, is he in a relationship? He will say no. And leave you out to dry. Yes, Maxine's right. Until he introduces you as his friend. Yeah. He gonna call you his friend, his special friend. When his mama asks, who are you? And he gonna call you his friend, his buddy, you're gonna be mad. So my girl Serena is in the building. She said conversation has to be had to be on the same page. Absolutely. Nothing worse than having a misunderstanding. Get an understanding so you don't have a misunderstanding. Yes. Maxine said until he introduced you as his friend. I've seen this situation happen so many times. So many times. Oh, meet my friend. And you looking at it like, your friend? Your friend? We sleep together every night. We sleep together 3 times a week. Your friend? You call me every morning. Talking about, hey, good morning, beautiful. You send me them good morning, beautiful messages. How could I just be your friend? When you didn't know, he sent 10 other girls the same good morning, beautiful message. It's the relationship carousel. Wait to see where he can jump on. Sheree said, yes, have the convo. Assumptions will make make an ass out of you. Yes, it will. Never assume. Never assume. All right, my girl B said, men will make time for what's important to them. So if I have the question, it went by too fast. Let me see if I can catch all these comments. They're going by too fast. Yes. Tori said, keep that kitty on lock until you have clarity. Now we talking. I'm gonna turn my keyboard on in a minute and play and that note. Keep the kitty on lock. Now listen to this though, Tori. I'm gonna just kind of push back just lightly on that, right? Because every man isn't necessarily after the kitty. Believe it or not, every man is not necessarily after the kitty. That guy who I was describing at first, right? This guy who says I'm busy and I had a busy day, I'm moving around, all of that. He might not necessarily be after the kitty, right? Listen to this. You guys may not believe this, but there are men who are just after you for your female attention. Just like women love male attention, there are some men who love having women hitting them up, women sliding in their DM, women just being, it gives them that ego boost, whether he's having sex with you or not. It's the ego boost. He said, they all want the kitty. Then there's that, right? Right? No, but I'm telling you, and here's something, I say this often. And I came to this from doing sessions with men for 17 years, just always working with men. I've always worked with men, right? Came to this understanding that there are very few men who have no women. There are very few single men who don't have any women in his life, right? Now, I said this before, and I got a little pushback. One guy said, you know what? No, that's me. Yeah, I got only women in my life are my sister, my mama, and all of that. Understood. Brother Pastor, got you. Right? But for the most part, most single men have a group of women in their life. I call them helicopter women. Just women who are just circling the air, waiting for the wave in. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that these men are sleeping with all of these women. I'm not saying that. But I am telling you that there's very few that don't have any women hanging around. Very few. So understand that. If he's taking you seriously, you take him seriously. Match energy for energy. If a man doesn't have time for you, I don't have time, I'm moving around. Guess what? You need to be moving around and not have time as well. Y'all like that, helicopter women? It's true. It's true. Keep the kitty on lock. You can keep the kitty on lock. For some of these men who are like true single men, they not even, the kitty is like, they'll take it. Right? And I've been having conversations with older men, like men in their like late 30s, early 40s. And once you have lived some life, you're not hypnotized by the kitty, y'all. I'm gonna call it hypnotized. You're not hypnotized by the kitty as a man. That guy has a lot of power once he's not hypnotized by the kitty. And he's looking at the woman who will add value to his life. Now, I'm getting a lot of women who say, I want this kind of man. I want a high value man. I had a high quality man with a 6-figure income, great job, all these things. He's a preacher. He's a baker, a maker, a candlestick. He's all these stuff. He's all these things, right? Okay. Question is, are you? Question is, are you what he wants? Because this man, if he is all those things, he wants someone who will add value to his life. I know a man in the 70s. She said, I know a man in the 70s. And he still want the kitty. And that's true, as he should. I mean, he's as he should. Hey, Marion. Marion said, no preachers. y'all killing me tonight. She said, no preachers. Maxine, you also need to match assets. You know what? You match what is valuable to you, right? Now, understand this. Women who lead with their possessions, lead with their degrees, lead with how high-powered they are, right? Also often lead with, you can't tell me nothing, right? And so the conversation I'm having with the guys is, a lot of these men are not interested in these kind of women who know everything, got everything, done everything, and won't listen to no thing, right? They would rather go get a Burger King girl who is young, will listen, will now, and I'm telling them, yeah, well, that's all well and good, but there's some stuff that's going to come up that you're going to have some challenges with Burger King girl, right? With Burger King girl, if you get sick, you in trouble, because Burger King girl don't know how to help you the way you need to be helped. She can't take over the business if you needed to. She can't keep things afloat if she needs to, right? Now, she can listen to you. She can be taught by you. She can be all, but you need, I'm telling the guys, man, look, you need a high value woman, a woman who can really add value to what you are already doing. Not just Burger King girl. Now look, if you are Burger King girl, ain't nothing wrong with Burger King girl, right? But Burger King girl is for a time. And if that's not the time you're in, you don't need Burger King girl. You need a serious woman who's going to add value to your life. Not on the blue pill, honey. Femininity is key. Coco. Femininity is a superpower. Y'all don't even know. Look, Coco, let me tell you this. So I've been saying this, right? And one of the women who was she later heard me talk about this in one of the clubhouses, right? I told her, I said, listen, femininity is undefeated. Femininity is still undefeated. And it's still the thing that is the most attractive thing in a woman, right? So here's what I told her to do. I said, look, she said, well, give me some advice. Here's what I told her. I said, go to the mall. Go to Macy's, go to JCPenney's, go to the stores, right? Find a dress. Find a skirt or dress of some sort. And go out and enjoy the evening in your outfit, in your dress. I said, for one thing, you're going to barely be able to find dresses, right? Because there is a movement to take women away from anything that is feminine and make women as masculine as possible. They want to make women as hard as possible, right? Which is the opposite of what men really want. And so the lady took my advice. She didn't even reach out to me at first. She just went out. She went to the store and she said, you know what? I had a hard time finding skirts. She said, I couldn't believe it. She said, you was right. She said, I couldn't find dresses anywhere. I couldn't find skirts. I couldn't find dresses. I couldn't find nothing feminine, right? She said, but then I found something. She told me, she said, I found a red dress, right? And she said, I put on my red dress, put on my red heels, put on my red lipstick, got my hair done. She said, I couldn't believe the men who were coming after me. She said, everywhere I go, she said, she went to some like event spot, like, music, jazz kind of thing. She said, like 5 men came up to her and wanted to talk to her and wanted to get her number and wanted to. She said this has never happened before, and she said like she's like an attractive woman. She's like, but you know, it was only after she increased her femininity that men really took notice to her and couldn't get enough of her. So if there's a woman out there, hey, Janae is in the building. What's up, lady? Janae said, I find dresses all the time. Okay. Shop online. Yes, Deech is right. For most of y'all, if you want to find dresses, you're gonna have to shop online, because it's pretty much they don't carry them in the stores. Was that her first time wearing a dress? I don't think it was, but it works. Tell her to go to Cheap Fashion Nova. I ain't telling her that. She got to figure that out herself. Donna said, wow, need to add a red dress to the closet. Red dress. Look, in my book that's coming out, I'm talking all about colors that make a woman attractive to a man. Yes, it's in the book. I'm still putting them finishing touches on it, y'all, but it's coming. The book is called Secrets of the Mind of a Man, and I'm letting go all the secrets that I've learned, heard, experienced. It's going in the book, and that's one of the chapters is the colors and what to wear that makes you more attractive to a man. So I want y'all to look out for that. Janae said, I'm a girly girl. Femininity is so much deeper than a dress, but how you carry yourself is a great place to start. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Femininity is about an energy. Femininity is about an energy. It's about how you, it's really about a way of viewing the world, right? Women who get in arguing matches with men. Arguing is masculine. Being oppositional is masculine, right? Always needing to have the last say. I'm going to tell them what I think. It's masculine. It's masculine energy, and it is one of the biggest turnoffs that men talk to me about is women with masculine energy. So it's definitely true. What about the color fuchsia? I guess you're going to have to get the book to see. Sounds you want, what was that? The dummy down? Listen, I can't give it all. I can't give that all to you today. And these my comments, they moving too fast for me today. Yes. But all right, LaDonna said I agree. Dee said goddess vibes. Yes. I'm telling you, your femininity, ladies, is powerful and is undefeated still. And it will never be defeated when you know how to use it. Serena says, sounds like they are just someone to blindly follow. Listen, there are some men who are insecure. Yes. Because they haven't met you yet. There are some men who just want you to blindly follow. Because they haven't seen what you add in value yet. So I'm telling you, but there are grown men out here who want and desire grown, real women out here. Yes, ma'am. Being a lady is definitely powerful, Janae said. Well said. Yes. So if you guys got any questions, go ahead and drop your questions. Drop your questions in the comment section or in the chat. We want to answer some questions. I want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Coco says standards and boundaries keep a woman from blindly following a man. Yes. You have to have standards and boundaries. You have to have some kind of standards. There are some men who won't even get involved with you in a serious way if they see that you don't have any boundaries. You know? So I like that. Donna said, I think a lot of women have a hard time, I guess that says, because they are pulling the wagon. There's some truth there. There's some truth there. Yes, there's some truth there. Hey, Lady Sharice is in the building. What's going on, lady? Thank you so much for popping in. So, all right, y'all. Well, listen, I have enjoyed our time together. I'm here every Monday. I usually, you guys don't broadcast to my Facebook, my private, my personal Facebook page that much anymore, but I'm glad I did tonight. So maybe I should go back to doing more of that. But I really want y'all to come on to YouTube, and I really want you guys to be on YouTube to be able to see all the other talks that we do on these same topics. But I'm glad y'all showed up. Y'all showed up and showed out tonight, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I got something I want to run. All right. What? Oh, my banner's not working tonight. Why my banner not working? Okay. Here we go. So you guys, if you have a question or comment or something you want to share, or you got you know that you need a love coach session, you need a one-on-one session, jump in my inbox, jump in my Gmail account there, my email, and type in session. You need a session. You need a love coach session. You're having a difficult time finding the one. Also have a mini course called Finding the One. So findingtheone.club. Go jump on that, and it will lead you to the full course. The membership is also available for the Finding the One membership. All right, more content, more live talks, more of this good stuff. So, all right, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Till next time, peace and love. Y'all have an amazing night. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button before we go. Hit them likes, hit them like button. If you like this or if you love this, hit the love button, hit the like button, and I will appreciate you. So, y'all have an amazing night. Later.